Today, it's Thursday, so we're going back in time, motherfucker. If you can't tell by the noises that you're hearing, we're going back to ancient Japan, to the time of the samurai.
Boom.
You excited?
Are you excited?
I'm excited. Are you excited? I'm asking you. Don't answer my question with a question.
I'm about to fucking mainline some straight up artifacts.
You about to mainline some artifacts?
Hell yeah.
I told you not to do that anymore. Come on.
The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast. The Natural Habitat Podcast.
Oh, shit.
Holy shit.
Yo, welcome to the
Ayo.
show, everybody. Ayo.
Ayo.
Today is a monumental day. Joey,
Is it?
you and me, we got to meet our new executives today, finally, for the first time.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Pat and Nat. We didn't really get to meet them. They were on the other side of the reflective glass that we have here in the studio. And I think the studio used to be like an old police station. And we are recording in what used to be an interrogation room. So there's a mirror on this wall. They're on the other side. And they were talking to us through the speaker system. Let us know that they left us some chips and some Gatorades and some apple juice and stuff over on the back table, and some bong loads and dabs.
Packed right now, actually.
Yeah, they said they had me a dab ready on the table. I look down now as I point my head down. I see that there's a dab here on the table for me. So, Pat and Nat, thank you very much. You here, hold on, Joey. Let me talk to you over here real quick.
What's up?
Could you tell if? I mean, like, I could only hear one of them talking, but could you tell if it was a guy or a girl? It sounded kind of muffled.
I don't know. I was going to ask you the same thing.
It was just like a robot voice, like
Pat,
through
right?
the speaker.
Like Patrick or Patricia.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, thank you, Pat and Nat, for all these goodies and stuff. Our new executives are turning out great.
Yeah.
We appreciate you guys. So
Hang on that glass one time if you hear me. All right.
Okay, well, they're there listening creepily.
Sweet.
Yeah, so it feels kind of weird that we're being watched right now by the new executives, but we'll try and stay calm.
It ain't no different than how it was before, really. I mean, they used to do the same shit over at the skyscraper.
Yeah, you're right. Fucking Greg and Craig were lingerers when Greg was still around.
They always linger
fucking
all the time.
lingerers. I thought we were gonna watch goofy videos on YouTube together.
Yeah, I thought they were never gonna be.
For those of you that are still here, this is the Natural Habitat Podcast. My name is Mikey Booyah.
My name is fucking Samurai Joseph.
And we are here on a glorious Thursday to go back in time. We were talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a couple days ago on TV Tuesday, and it got us thinking that we have this time machine. It's been a couple weeks since we've taken a trip in it, and you know I'm down with ninjas and samurai and the like.
Whoop whoop! You forgot that.
Whoop whoop! And I'm down with my ninjas and my samurai and the like. So I figured it's only right that we go back. What did we settle on towards the end of the samurai period when they were like totally in power, like the 1600s or 1500s, something like that? Wait, no, it was like 1700 is where we were going. Right in the middle, right in the thick of it.
Right. Yeah.
I came up with all that stuff by myself. So I say we do it, man. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
All right, we're gonna
Hold up.
What is it?
Is there like a Japanese like type of weed strain you could think of that we'd take with us?
Oh,
or like some dab or something? Is there like some type of ninja dab or like something like that?
I got one.
All
I
right.
happen to have with me right here from Killer Gorilla Extracts some
What is it?
Goji OG.
Goji OG?
Uh-huh. And
All right,
I don't
cool.
know about you, but that sounds racistly Japanese to me.
Probably.
Yeah. or I could be wrong. But Goji OG, we're bringing you with us.
All right, sweet.
Let's hop in this time machine.
Let's fucking do this.
All right, you ready?
Yep.
Pat Sajak.
Oh,
Oh man,
there it is.
I think they need to like put some baby powder underneath that fan belt, or like
We keep telling them.
that's like a redneck fix. Have you ever seen the redneck fixes?
Uh-uh.
Oh man, we're gonna spend an hour on that one day.
You put baby powder under a fan belt?
Yeah, to make it stop squeaking and like so many things, bro. There's so many things. It's fucking hilarious. We could do a whole episode on just that shit.
Well, someone should do a whole episode on the time machine because this thing's going to break down and we're going to be fucked one time.
Yeah, spend an episode fixing this motherfucker. How about that?
Yeah.
I bet everybody would like to know how it works anyways.
Right?
I mean, I'm sure we could do like, what's a guy's name? The Toolman's helper?
Al Strickland?
Yeah, whatever. Al?
Al Strickland?
Yeah. If he took it apart and put it back together and like did a step-by-step instructional video on how to build a time machine.
Yeah, we could totally get him to do it. He'd be down.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's probably not doing a lot nowadays.
Coming soon, instructional video how-to on History Channel.
How to repair your non-existent time machine.
Yeah, there you go.
We'll give you all the steps.
Yep.
So as I look around, it seems to me that we are in Japan. We're in some sort of thick, foggy forest. A lot of tall, skinny trees. That's about all I see. You see anything else?
Nope.
All right. Well, we're gonna
I
start.
hear stuff.
We're gonna start going this way.
Yeah. Wait. Before we fucking venture off too far, I think we should probably do a smoke session.
You think so?
The fuck is that?
You hear these drums?
What the fuck?
Here, let's go over here. Man, this shit's loud. Let's just smoke to this. You down with
All
that?
right, okay. Yeah.
Let's stay over on this side of the hill, though. We don't wanna get,
for sure.
we don't want to get busted by no samurai
Usually we know what happens.
doing some tribal shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I end up doing a bad character.
What is it? Flick your pics, snap your pics?
That's what it is. And hashtag I'm NHP Smoke Sesh.
Back in time smoke sesh.
NHP Back in Time Smoke Sesh #1 on the podcast. Type that all out in a hashtag.
Yeah, hashtag samurai smoke sesh.
And that'll be your whole Twitter post, all 144 characters.
Samurai smoke sesh. That's pretty good.
Man, this nail's taking forever to heat up in this fucking wet-ass forest.
I know, and this fucking music's intense.
Hell yeah.
What are they doing?
Shit. I'm gonna peek over the hill.
Hey, tape down your fucking mohawk.
Oh shit, they heard us coughing.
Oh fuck.
Get out of here. Oh shit. Oh no. That was definitely some sort of ceremonial samurai ceremonial warrior ceremony.
Yeah, I think some.
Hashtag that.
I think some samurai finally got his wings, or like his armored equivalent.
I think what it actually looked like to me was a ceremonial suicide.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something else.
I saw the iconic samurai on his knees, had his sword out. It was pointed towards his own stomach. Shit was about to get real.
Definitely don't want to walk upon one of those back here in ancient Japan. Fuck no, right?
Yeah, man, it was a crazy time.
Yeah, I mean, like, look around. Look around right now. Like, take a minute and just look around. Like, I think that one thing that we lack in understanding, being from here, is a real sense of history. And, like, you know what I mean? Like, America's only so old. It's only like a couple hundred years old.
We don't have any ancient shit here.
Yeah, we don't have tales handed down fucking generations. We don't have ancient structures like these. We don't have fucking, you know, the statues and the monoliths and the fucking the forbidden cities and the fucking type of things. You know what I mean? We don't have culture. Like, we don't have the type, like, look at when you look around here, you see like these crazy type of square pointed roofs, and you see them stacked on top of each other, and you see like the way that their architecture is, like how their fucking things, their little monumental things look like fucking some type of totems or something from here and Native Americans, you know, and then you look at their art and like how the way the colors and like the way that they painted and how everything was so ornate and like decorative and like, you know, like how they were really peaceful in a lot of ways, besides the barbaric fucking samurai war instincts and like the other shit. They really had a balance between that. They had like a balance between like harmony and like war and everything. They had a balance for everything in life, really. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know. It's different. They have a completely different sense of being than we do coming from here. You know what I mean? Like the way that they respect nature and the way that they like everything is feng shui and like everything has like a place or a fucking flow or like a being or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like everything had its own like life to them, or you know what I mean? And they weren't really wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't exact because they didn't understand the science yet. There wasn't science to like back it up, but they were pretty fucking dead on with the way that they thought, you know, like how everything had its own spirit or life force or form, and how everything had to have balance and fucking
everything
in its own
worked
place
together.
Yeah, dude, they basically knew about like the molecules and like the microscopic breakdown of things and how things work without actually having that knowledge. You know what I mean? Like they just knew that the shit had to be a certain way. You know, I don't know, it's crazy. Everything had its own life form. Everything was like its own place and where it needed to be, and was like everything was important. And you know, it's hard to grasp those type of things or have an understanding for that in our time without something to prove it. You know, you couldn't just have faith and think that fucking, you know, because we've been fooled so many times.
Yeah, and there was a certain way of like looking at the world, a certain way of living, a code of honor, and like the samurai had the Bushido, and it was you know, still to this day, like Asian cultures and Japanese people are known for being like extremely honorable, honest, and like I recently found out that you know, like whenever you watch like documentaries or, you know, you watch like Anthony Bourdain and he's like in some Asian country and a lot of people have masks on, like the doctor masks. And I always thought that it was like that they were like smart people that didn't want to get sick because there were so many people and like so many illnesses widespread and like all these different things. And then I found out that it's people that are sick wear the masks because it's common courtesy to not get anybody else sick. And it's like out of respect to other people. And here nobody gives a fuck. You'll be sick as fuck and blow your nose on the bus and fucking just throw your tissue down and let someone else pick it up and get sick. And nobody cares. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
yeah, and like the Bushido Code was like a certain way of living and honor, and to the point to where if you broke Bushido, then you would have to kill yourself, and it was like an honorable suicide. And I think that's what we saw over the hill. And it gets crazy enough to where like fools know that they would rather die than live with the dishonor from like their friends and their family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which is like, we don't have any self-respect or any honor compared to that. And I think it's from like these old civilizations that have this rich history. We don't have somewhere that we can go in America that is, you know, a fucking 800-year-old thing from our American ancestors, because we don't have that. You know what I mean?
Native Americans do.
Yeah, Native Americans do. And it's like, but we're like such a young country. And I see all these like different old places all around the world, and I'm like, fuck, like I want to go see that. Why can't
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
It doesn't do it justice seeing it on TV. It really doesn't. And it's like, it's something that, like, your eye is such a better camera
Yeah.
than any other camera. You know, for you to actually see it is like a different experience. You know, there's different smells, there's different feelings, it's a completely different atmosphere, it's a different fucking environment. You know, it's like everything about it makes it the experience what it is also. You know what I mean? And it's not something that you could just see and fully understand through watching it on TV, especially like trying to get a feeling. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you can see anything, but I mean, like,
Yeah, but
I
to
feel like
stand
going
there and look
somewhere-
at it and know that, you know, like years and years ago, all these different people stood where you're standing and like lived in this area, and this was their whole life. You know what I mean?
it's just a different part of the earth also. You know what I mean? And it's got a different type of force pulling on it, and it's a different place. And I don't know, every place has its own thing, you know, its own like feeling, or its own like, I don't know how to describe it. You know what I mean?
It's like I think that all like rocks and structures and shit like that. I don't want to sound like an old like fucking hippie lady covered in crystals listening to fucking Fleetwood Mac, but I think that like rocks and like structures and like wood and shit hold energy, and like if certain shit happens there, or if there's a certain feel of an area, that's why you can go to like famous battlefields and you feel like the dread of the area, because so many people have died there. And you know, it's a trip, like getting that feeling and actually going there. But one thing that I wanted to bring up about the samurai and the Japanese culture in general was their swords, their katana swords. I recently was watching some bullshit show on the History Channel, and one of the side notes taught me about swords, and that the like the wave that's going down the side of katanas are all different. It's like a fingerprint on each sword, and you can like line it up to the sword's original papers, and each sword has to have a permit, like how guns have to have permits here in America. And they're considered weapons way more than they are here. Like here you can go to a swap meet, you can be 12 years old and buy a sword and go fucking play around in the yard with it. You know what I mean? And it's to the point to where I want to say it was World War II. They like round up all kinds of swords in Japan. Everyone had to like turn in their swords and family swords and all that shit. And because they're so deadly, and just the skill that you can master the sword in a way to where it's not just like you have a knife and you're going to cut somebody. Like, it's deadly. It's like another limb that can fucking slice through bone and shit. And it's just crazy how deep swords get in Japan. They're like, They're like their number one weapon. Each one has a different fingerprint.
Well, because they're all handmade. That's why they all are. You know what I mean? So everyone's gonna be different for
It's
sure.
all folded steel, and the blade just disappears into nothing. It's like so sharp, it just looks like it fucking. It just doesn't even come to a point. It just disappears. It's a trip.
Sick.
Yeah, it's crazy. I want a real one. I had what I thought was a real one, and it wasn't. I was just young and dumb, and I bought some like $200 sword that wasn't authentic Japan sword.
Yeah, just because it comes from Japan doesn't mean it's authentic either. Like you gotta find the real swordsmith. You know, one that really does this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Which are hard to find too, because it's like a lost art now.
Yeah. Another thing with the samurai that's dope is that they were it was like part of the era and part of the Bushido was to be more than warriors and to strive to be better, to be your better self in a multitude of ways, including poetry, rock gardens, ink paintings, tea ceremonies, all this different shit, calligraphy, literature. So you didn't just want to be a good fighter. You wanted to be like a well-rounded, intelligent person that was artistic, creative, good at fighting, literate, you know, all these different things. It wanted you to be a better person. And that's dope. You know what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that shit.
Yeah, you so like basically they were like they're the ones who worked directly underneath like the royals, right?
Yeah.
And so like they had to be educated. They had to be super trained. They
couldn't
had
just
to
be
be
retarded.
like, you know, they had to be the top of the top. And the thing that I didn't realize that I found that was interesting was that how much of them, I guess like up to 10% of the population was samurai.
Yeah.
And that's a lot. 10% of a population is a fucking huge amount of people.
Fuck yeah.
And that's something that I didn't realize at all. I never thought. I thought that they were like very spread out. You know, I thought that like the samurais were like just one in a fucking 1,000 fucking badass crazy. You know what I mean? Or like 1 in a million or something, or however many. You know, I thought that because the way that they always seemed in movies or like, you know, or whatever, you fantasize them up to be like some fucking mythical character, but really there was a lot of them, you know, and they served a huge purpose. They were the fucking enforcers.
Yeah.
And leaders of society also, you know, like they were part of the upper class essentially.
Yeah, they were like up there with royalty and respected by everybody.
Yeah, even though they weren't royals themselves, you know. So, and that's like a crazy thing. It's a crazy thing to have that type of respect, especially because, you know, like we talk about it every time we do one of these, is just like times were so different that you really didn't have freedoms to fucking do and say and believe whatever you want. Like you had to conform to whatever the norm was at that time period, and you know what I mean. If there was a God that you had to believe in, then you had to believe in it. If you had, you know, you had to follow whatever social norm there was.
Yeah.
For you to be able to exist, you know, for you to at least exist in some type of free format, you know.
Yeah, they also their children had special privileges. So if you were a samurai, you had a kid, then he automatically had the privileges of a samurai and would most likely grow up to be a samurai. You know what I mean? You train him and shit. Mm-hmm. And samurai were also the only ones that had the privilege of wearing 2 swords. So they would have their katana, and then they would have a smaller sword that would match their big sword. And that was like, yeah, you couldn't rock 2 swords. Like you were saying about freedom and, you know, conforming to a certain way, you couldn't have 2 swords. That was a privilege reserved for samurai. So if you were walking around and you fucking had this sword, but you had another sword and you were like, I really like this one though, and you decided to wear them both, then you're gonna get your head cut off in front of everybody by
For
a samurai.
impersonating a fucking
For
samurai.
impersonating an officer. Yep,
Sounds like now.
that's what it'll be.
I say we break up the seriousness a little bit.
You want to smoke on it?
And yeah, we smoke on it, but we shout out some spirits.
Yeah, we have this list of legendary creatures and spirits from Japan that is very interesting.
And some of them are batshit crazy.
All right,
and
this is what happened. Joey was like, I wonder if there's any monsters or something like that, is what you said, I think. Like from Japan. Any sort of beasts. And I was like, what are you talking about? And he was like, and I was like, you talk about like folklore and stuff? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I don't know, Google it. So he Googled it, and I was expecting to find one or two things, like back in the time they believed that dragons existed or fucking some shit, you know what I mean? But what we got was a list of a very comprehensive list of demons, ghosts, yokai, obaki, and legendary creatures that are notable in Japanese mythology. So, what the fuck? Let's get into these, but first, we gotta burn one. And we're gonna burn one with the one and only Enera. I know we're not supposed to say the names, but I'm gonna say the names wrong. Enera, and that's a monster made of smoke.
Nice.
So it's kind of like the half smoke monster from Lost.
Hell yeah.
And half NHP smoke sesh.
Hell yeah.
So let's do it. You ready?
Yep.
Bada boom. All right. What do you got?
We got a ghost who licks the oil out of lamps.
Holy shit. So, as if lamp oil wasn't expensive enough.
Yeah.
You got a ghost that's licking oil out of your lamps, and I really think that just started from a dude's neighbor that wanted some lamp oil, siphoned it out of his neighbor's lamp, and was like, I saw a ghost, man. I saw a ghost, and then gave it a name. So how about, here's one that's an old woman in the underworld, who removes the clothes or the skin, if you're unclothed, of the dead. That's something you got to worry about when you die.
Yeah.
Some lady ripping your skin off. That's why.
Yeah.
And that is why, to this day, people don't sleep naked. Because a lot of people die in their sleep. And if you sleep all the way naked, then she's going to rip off your skin. But if you just have, some underwear on, some boxers, then she'll just take off your boxers.
There's one you gotta watch out for. That's an old woman who asks for sweet sake and brings disease.
Holy shit. She asked for sweet sake and brings disease.
Yeah.
So that was just an old, drunk, sick lady.
That's a mean spirit. Whatever.
Yeah.
You gotta watch out for that.
Mm-hmm. How about let's see. We have a Japanese Bigfoot or Yeti. So
oh shit. Yeah. I just found a crazy one. This one is a net cutting, bird headed, crustacean armed, snake bodied spirit.
What the fuck?
Oh shit.
And it cuts like fishermen's nets?
Yeah, it cuts nets.
Net cutting.
Bird headed. Crustacean armed. Snake bodied spirit.
It's got a bird head.
Oh shit. Crab arms, crab legs.
And fucking snake body.
And a snake body.
What the fuck?
Holy shit, Jay.
And it
That's
cuts
a
out
beast,
and
man.
it
That's
cuts
a
out of
fucking
nets.
beast.
You can't catch it.
If I seen this motherfucker slithering across the ground, trying to pinch me and shit, I'd be like, what the fuck? I'd freak out, right? I would be tripping on that guy. I'd be like, holy shit, Jay.
How about this? There's a possessed roll of cotton that attempts to smother people by wrapping itself around their faces.
Damn.
That's some freaky shit.
That is hardcore.
Yeah.
That's like ancient plastic.
Mm-hmm.
All right, there's a blue monk who kidnaps children.
A blue monk, like blue in the skin, or
I
just,
guess, I don't know. It just says blue monk.
or does he wear a bright blue like monk's robe? That'd be pretty funny. That'd be pretty funny. A giant catfish that causes earthquakes and tsunamis.
Huh.
Yeah, giant catfish.
That's a fat catfish if he's making earthquakes. That's a big ass catfish. There's a ghostly whale skeleton that drifts along the coastline.
A ghostly whale skeleton.
Yeah.
That's creepy, man.
I guess that would be scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you seen it, if I seen it, I'd be scared.
That sounds like some Scooby-Doo shit, like some shit
Yeah.
that they would find out on a ship.
Okay, here's the most ridiculous one so far.
Okay, you got one that's ridiculous, and then
Yeah.
I got one that'll battle your ridiculousness.
Okay, this one is the Bakizori.
Okay.
It's the straw sandal spirit.
The straw sandal spirit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Woo.
All right. How about this one? The Kawuso.
Okay, what is it?
River otters.
River otters.
Not-
Those are the thing.
Not cannibalistic river otters, not skeleton of river otters.
Just river otters.
Just river otters.
That's crazy.
Yeah. That's in here. Okay.
So, hey, back
Not-
to the sandal spirit. What do you think would happen with said sandal spirit? Do you think he would like have you take off running off the edge of a cliff
I
in
think
your sandals, or like
I
you
think that
like,
I think that he keeps your sandals good. He keeps the knots on the bottom tight, and he keeps your sandals from breaking. As long as you pray to the sandal spirit, your sandals are golden.
all right, here's another one.
All right.
A large fire-breathing chicken monster. That is sriracha, right? That's where sriracha come from?
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Isn't that like the label?
Yeah,
It's part of their design. Is the fire breathing chicken monster?
something like that.
Oh shit! Here's a shape shifting badger.
Shape-
Here's one called the Nothing Woman.
What?
Mm-hmm. The Nothing Woman.
There's a 100-eyed demon. Damn, I bet he could see forever with 100 eyes.
Dude, it's like, how are all these things gonna be a concern?
I don't know, but I'm fucking scared looking at him. Like, imagine like every day you gotta worry about normal things, right? Like every day you wake up, you gotta like get some food, gotta make sure you got some water and some food and shit. Gotta have somewhere to hang out. And then you gotta look out for all these fucking monsters along the way.
Right.
like all these things are gonna be on your mind. Every little thing that you hear, a leaf blowing across the ground, or a motherfucking branch moving in the wind, or like anything, a tree making a noise, or whatever, or something falling out of a tree, or whatever, you know, you hear any little noise, and you're gonna think it's one of these damn evil spirits trying to get you. It's gonna be something crazy, you know?
They have a Japanese Grim Reaper.
Nice.
I thought
Is it
they were
called
just
Death?
I thought they were just a universal Grim Reaper. Just one Grim Reaper for all.
Huh.
I guess not.
I guess not too.
I guess not. There's a clan of ghost spiders.
What?
Yeah. That's pretty fucking scary.
Nice. There's a fire-breathing bird-like monster. That's kind of like the fire-breathing chicken.
Holy shit. Okay, we gotta stop. We gotta stop this.
There's ghosts that eat human corpses.
It's way too scary.
There's a tree with human-faced fruits. Holy fuck.
What?
That shit would be scary.
Oh my god.
You go to eat it, and it's like, hey,
Would you still eat it?
don't eat me. I'd probably like turn it over.
Yeah, just turn it over
Eat
and
the
take a
other
bite
side.
out of the back.
And it's like, ah.
Just screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
You'll be all right. Calm down.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts, dude. I don't know if I could have made it back then. Think about, like, how could you have lived through the day without going crazy or without, like, freaking out or thinking, like,
How about here's one that's always around mostly, the Yamabiko. They're small creatures that create echoes. So when you yell and when an echo comes back to you, it's not
It's a creature. It's not you. It's
it's a creature. It's not your voice bouncing. It's a creature yelling back. Oh, like, hey. Mimicking you. That's some creepy shit, dude. And then you got to be scared of this fucking Yamabiko out in the woods all the time.
Yeah.
There's just everything is everywhere. But I think that's part of living with everything instead of in everything. And they were a part of the puzzle. You know what I mean?
It's crazy that all these things are documented.
Mm-hmm. It's nuts.
You know, like that. This is a huge list. There's fucking ones for every single letter. You know what I mean? It's crazy. A lot of shit. I couldn't have done it, man. I would have been scared as fuck to be living in that time.
I thought you were gonna say you'd be scared as fuck to write this down and document it.
No. Well, that too, yeah. I mean, like, well, maybe not, though, because think about it. Like, at that time, none of that shit's really that weird. It's all part of life. All these crazy things. It's like, oh, yeah, you know, Jimmy got eaten by the fucking tiger monster again. You know what I mean? Whatever the scenario is. I'm sure, like, everyday stories were like that. It's like, oh, shit. Little Bobby fell in the fucking snake pit.
Yep.
Or, like, fucking whatever, you know, whatever the name was or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's just like crazy things happen from crazy shit like all these. You know?
And that's why that's why samurai were so dope, because they were running around and all of this just fucking shit up, chopping the shit out of people.
Chopping it up.
And it says that that the samurai were small and they would wear the giant armor and it would make them look bigger. And their armor was super fresh. I was reading about it and how it was made with like light metals and leather and fucking, it was all designed so that you would have free movement in it.
Yeah,
and then your right hand was left free so that you could fucking operate your katana. And they had like their neck guard that came down and protected their neck from arrows and all kinds of shit. And that was actually the basis of what they used to make Darth Vader's helmet, was a samurai helmet. And
nice.
Also, when they made the first flak jacket in the States, it was based off of the samurai's like layered leather design, because they would like layer all their shit.
Yeah. Yep. Another funny thing is the Western samurai.
You talk about Tom Cruise?
Yeah, well, yeah, him, but you know, it just makes sense. You know, anybody who traveled to Japan at any time in the great past, you know, I'm sure was like instantly taken back by like samurai and fucking Japanese culture, and instantly like probably a little obsessed or whatever if they were into it, you know, because it was like such a different thing. I could see totally being taken back by it and just be like, wow, and wanted to be like wanting to learn everything about it and just kind of like immerse myself in it, you know, and there was a lot of people who did, I guess, and that's why like you said, Tom Cruise in The Last Samurai, that movie was based off of like actual tales of some real people that did try to become samurais or whatever.
Yeah, it says that there was 4 Western men that have become samurai, and when you become samurai, they give you your own samurai weapons, so you get a fucking pimp ass samurai sword, as well as a mini sword to go with it, and then you also get a Japanese name, which is gangster as fuck. So it's like they totally for these 4 guys in particular, and who knows how many other people from around the world, you know what I mean? But for these 4 guys to go there meet these guys, like create some sort of friendship with them and earn their respect enough for them to, let you into this crazy ass fucking organization and culture that they have.
Yeah.
And not care where you're from or who you are. Just know that, you are honorable, you fight well, so you get the honor of being a samurai. Like, that would be the dopest fucking feeling ever.
Yeah, it would be crazy. Just the feeling of acceptance in general is a great feeling, especially when it's from a different culture or something else like that. You know what I mean? That's kind of like the ultimate compliment of being human, being accepted by another person's culture. You know what I mean? You're fucking tolerable.
Right? All right. Well, I think I don't see anybody around here that's going to turn us into samurais anytime soon. So I think it's time that we head back to 2016.
All right.
Try not to overshoot it.
You got some music for the ride back?
Music for the ride back?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I got something. I can turn on some music in the time machine.
All right, let's see it.
Yeah. Goodbye, Japan.
Pat Sajak.
Goodbye.
Pat Sajak.
Pat Sajak.
All right.
We made it. We're back.
Made it.
I say we hit up some of that food and dabs that was left on this table back here.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
Yeah, let's get. What? Everything's gone. What the fuck, man?
All right.
Jerry, where's all the food? He just looking at me. I think Jerry ate this shit.
Yeah. Does he look high?
I don't know. He won't look at me in the eyes. Look at me, Jerry. Yeah, he looks high. God damn it. All right, let's go deal with this.
All right.
All right. Peace out, everybody.
Peace, bitches.
Natural Habitat Recordings.